Getting paid and getting paid on time is crucial when you're running your own business as a freelancer. And on this video, we're going to discuss the payment terms that are going to make sure that you're going to get paid on time. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome to another segment of Business Time where I share some of my experience as a freelancer, freelance designer in trying to help you grow your freelance business. And so let's talk about payment terms. And I want to talk about this because of two things. First one is I hear a lot of designers are having a hard time getting paid and getting paid on time from their client. They have to chase them. They have to go around, a long time without pay. Sometimes they're not even getting paid at all. So this is problem number one. And the second issue, and I'll actually get started with the second issue, is cash flow. I think so many designers or in general freelancers who are running their own business do not understand what cash flow means and why getting paid as early as possible is very important for your business. So you know what? Let me get started on that. A key concept in running your own business is that you need to get paid as fast as possible, and you need to pay your expenses as a business as far as possible. The reason is that then you have money in your bank that you can use to grow and run your business. Here's an example. Let's say that you're doing a design project that's going to take 3 months and that you're only going to get paid once you've finished the design. Sometimes that's even worse. Sometimes that's even 30 days or 60 days after you deliver the design. So that actually means that you're now working for 3 months. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay for, your hardware, your software, your subscriptions, your everything. You have to eat for 3 months based on no money, right? You're only going to get the money in the future. So now you're actually getting in debt or living off your savings or whatnot, hoping that you'll get the money sometime at a future down the line. If you want to do something, some investments such as, getting a new computer or buying whatever, even stock photography for the project or buying a new equipment that you need, you can't make this investment because you don't have money. Or again, you have to go into a bigger debt to do that. On the other hand, if you would have the money up front before you even get started, then you have cash that you can use to invest and do better project, hire people to help you, sit in an office that your clients will actually enjoy coming to your office and that type of stuff. So the key thing here is that you want to work in what's called cash flow positive business, which means that you're working after you got the money, you have money in the bank. Now you're actually going to do the work without getting in debt. When you're only getting paid and you're working based on your money, that's called cash flow negative business. And that's obviously bad. You don't want to do that. So what do we learn here? We need to get the money as fast as possible, ideally before we even get started working on the project, which is what's called down payment, and we'll talk about that in a second. The second thing is, how do we make sure that we structure the payments in such a way that we don't have to run around and chase our clients? So let me share with you how I'm basically doing it most times, 90% of the projects. But one thing that I want to discuss before I'm moving away from the cash flow thing is that you need to understand that your clients as a business, they do not want to pay them the money because they also want to have money in the bank so they can work with. So their motivation is to delay the payment as much as possible, right? And your motivation as well is to delay payment. If you can, buy your computer and pay in payments, so basically you're only paying for that in the future, but you can use that computer to do work right now. That's good for you. Otherwise, if you'd have to pay for the whole computer right now and you don't have money. So again, your motivation as a business owner is to delay the payments that you have to make and get money as fast as possible. Your client is running the same business. So they're trying to delay the payment to you just because they want to be a cash flow positive business as well. And so there's a conflict here. There is something that will need to be negotiated because you have conflicting needs. You want to get money as fast as possible. They want to spend money as as far as possible. So that being said, let's move to the second thing. So basically how I work, I usually structure my contracts in a way that I get 50% of the project upfront as a down payment before I even get started. Then I get another 25 after I usually present the design. So we usually have strategy and then we have design. When I present the design and when the design is usually approved, then I get another 25, and another 25 is when the project is done. Basically, if it's a website development, so only after the development is done and I've transferred the ownership or we went live, then I'm getting the last 25% of the project. And also my contract said that up until I'm not getting the last payment, the intellectual property of the project is owned by me. Only when the last payment is made, the intellectual property goes to the client and they actually own the project. Which basically means that if I did not get my last payment, basically I can sue them if they will end up using the work because I own the intellectual property, and that's in the contract. So that's how I structure it usually. 50% upfront, then 25, then 25. Now, here's the reason why it's very, very important to ask for that 50%. If you can get more than that, that's fine. If you can get 50 and you only go to, I don't know, 33 or 25% upfront, that's less ideal, but it's also good. The key here is that you need to have money in your bank before you get started on the work. That has two good impacts on your project. First of all, you know that the client is committed, right? A lot of clients will show interest, but they'll end up not being committed. If a client has put money and has already paid you, that means that they are now invested in making sure that this project is going to succeed. So, so they'll put more effort into it, they'll give it more attention, and they will want to make sure that it's done. If they did not put money there, they might be thinking something like, let's see their work. If we like it, we'll pay. If we don't like it, maybe we won't pay. Maybe we'll check with a few different designers and get works from a few different, you never know. But once a client has put money, you know that they are committed to this project. So it will actually increase the chances for the success of the project. Once you're also in their systems, which might sound technical, but once you're already in the system, once they have already processed one payment for you, the next payments are going to be much easier. Because sometimes there is, like even technical hurdles about making the transition with their finance department or whatever. But once that, at the beginning, before you start working, they're very motivated. They have deadlines. They want to make sure that we're kickstarting the project, we're moving forward. And so they will be motivated to make sure that the problem is solved as fast as possible if they want to get started. Because I'm not getting started until I get the money. Make sure that the first payment is in, then we're gonna schedule the kickoff meeting for the project. So they are very motivated to make sure this happens fast. If this happens at the end, they'll be busy because everybody's busy. There's no rush for them to solve the problem. The website is already in the air. They've moved on to the next thing. So now you're like bugging them with, didn't get paid. Okay. So it's not out of like trying to be bad or something, or just trying to, most clients, as I say, some clients are assholes, but let's say most clients, they're not trying to not get you paid, but there's other, priorities right now than making sure that you get paid. And if you got that first payment in, that makes the rest of the payments so much easier. It's just another invoice. You're already in the system. So that will much more increase the chances for you getting paid later down the line. Now, as I said, I usually do 50%, then 25, then 25. But as I've also said, because you have conflicting motivations here, this structure that I usually present in my contract is something that is negotiable, right? The client might say, look, 50% upfront is a lot, right? And this is a big project. This is like, I don't know, $30,000 project. So it's $15,000 upfront. It's a lot of money for us right now. So what I can do is I can negotiate. I can say, okay, I'll give you that. I'll lower the 50% to 25%. But what are you going to give me in return for me making this adjustment for you? Maybe that means that the deadline is longer. Maybe that means that, the fee of the whole project is a little bit bigger. You have something to negotiate against. So I think this is a good place to get started with, like as an initial demand. It's okay. Sometimes I also back down from 50 into lower percentage or add another milestone or whatever the client wants. But this is part of the negotiation. It's okay, but it's good to have a good starting point to get started with so that you have something to negotiate against. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Good luck running your own freelance business, and I'll see you on the next video.